Morning, Nigel. Another well-fought win on Saturday at home to Shrewsbury. Is League One more challenging than you anticipated?
Pretty much what we anticipated, but nevertheless, it's evident for everybody to see how tough it is. Having played for some reason, I don't know how, but the bottom of the league, Cambridge, and second from bottom, Shrewsbury. What we saw was two very good teams coming to play football, and I think both will consider themselves a little bit unlucky in some ways not to get a point out of the game, but two very, very important wins for us back to back. I think anytime you can do that during the season, it makes a big difference, and you don't know sitting here in the the end of September how important these points are going to be.
Have you watched it back?
No, not yet. I've seen bits of it, but not all of it yet. I'm dreading watching the first 30 minutes, I have to say, because we were very lethargic, not like us at all. And gave them a goal start, and I thought really struggled for the first 30 minutes of the game until we changed formation.
What might that lethargy have been down to?
Don't know. We'll have a chat with the players this week and see. We always, when we have the odd occasion like that, then we'll always look back at the week first of all with the staff and everything and the training, and try and analyse that. And then the next stage is talk to the players and say, come on, did we do too much? Did we do enough training? And it's good that they're a very honest bunch of lads, that we can have these open conversations with them, because all we want to do is learn from it, so that it doesn't happen too many times going forward.
But it must have been so positive for you to see the players really go at them, especially in the second half.
That's the thing that we take most from the game, is that from about 30 minutes I thought we got going a little bit, and it might have been that if we hadn't conceded the goal, then all of a sudden you're 0-0 after 30 minutes and you say, well, yeah, it hasn't been too good, but come on, we've still got an hour of the game. But it makes it more difficult when you're chasing the game with the 1-0 lead we gave them, but our response was brilliant. It was from when in Cambridge the week before as well. I think when we have gone behind or something, we did against Burton as well. I think so far this season, the way we've reacted has been very positive indeed. And I thought second half was much more as we want to be at home at the one call. I think the penalty appeal just before half time helped as well. I'm not sure whether it was a penalty or not. It's very difficult to see whether it did brush somebody's arm or not. But I think that then there was a sense of injustice, I think, going into half time, and that sort of probably overtook the feelings of our below par first 30 minutes.
Let's move on. You've got a friendly game today, haven't you? You made that known after the game on Saturday, largely for George Maris. Could you tell us a little bit more about that fixture?
Yeah, no, we got a call from Sheffield United. A lot of these, things happen all the time. Do you fancy a game on Tuesday? We're actually playing 35 minutes. Because that's all they want for their squad, which is absolutely fine with us. But we've decided to sort of turn it into an extended training session and take in most of the first team, so we can look at one or two things. And apart from the lads who picked up knocks on Saturday, everybody will feature for some part of it.
Any updates elsewhere on players who are returning or out?
No, not really. The knocks we picked up Saturday, Stephen McLaughlin still, who was a doubt going into the game last week, so we're not risking him. Elliot Hewitt played his first 90 odd minutes for 15 months, something like that, which was absolutely brilliant to see on Saturday. Aaron Lewis felt his groin when he came on, but everybody else will feature at Sheffield. None of the lads, Alfie, Lucas or anybody, Flinty, Fraser Blake Tracy, George Williams, just keep going on, none of them will be ready for today.
Let's move on and look ahead to the weekend's clash. Mansfield back at Sixfields. You've had some real battles with the Cobblers over the years.
Yeah, contrasting fortunes as well. I don't know how long ago it was when we put in one of our worst performances in that 2-0 defeat. And then we went back in the second leg of the playoffs and got an incredibly important victory. And the manner in which we achieved that, I was thinking about it this week with, I think, John Joe O'Toole and Kieran Wallace were the two holding midfielders that day, who were absolutely magnificent, and we snuffed out the majority of their threats. But they bounced back, got automatic promotion, and comfortably stayed in the league last year, which is a great credit to them. And judging by their results on Saturday at Huddersfield, I would think they'll be doing the same again this season.
Yeah, you mentioned that game against Northampton. I think Stags lost by 2-0. You had a real injury crisis at the time, didn't you? But in reality, from then on in, you've never really looked back. It's been progress all the way.
Yeah, I think so. That was a big turning point, I think. And, we had a very quiet word with the players after the game, seriously, and said, well, I think we were on the verge possibly of moving on at that point, because if that was the best we could get out of them. But 3 days later we played Port Vale at home, and we put in a very, very good performance indeed. Crowd, we drew 1-1, missed a penalty. Crowd gave us a standing ovation. And I think everything's just been progress and moving forward from there.
Northampton will head into the match, no doubt, on a bit of a high. That was a really good result for them on Saturday at Huddersfield, a 3-1 win.
Oh, absolutely. I thought it was the result of the weekend. Outstanding. To go 3-0 up at one of the promotion favourites. I think they've had an excellent start. By the looks of it, I think Huddersfield gave a couple of soft goals away, certainly the first one with an own goal. But Northampton took full advantage.